Right, so journal entries. Fun things. I love a good journal. So I wanted to try and explain this best as I could. So I've done T accounts and P&L and what I expect to see on a P&L. I've got, say we had an IT person come in for, or any person come in, a contract, we knew that they were in for 3 months. We knew that they were in for the January, February, March, they were going to cost £1,000 each month, but we haven't received an invoice. They've done work, we've seen the benefit of that work, but we haven't seen the expense. So I would put a journal in to show that expense in the P&L and only release that when the invoice comes in. So here I've debited the P&L as a cost for the first 3 months and put a credit on the balance sheet. That's these movements here, so debit for January, February, March and a credit on the balance sheet. 6 months down the line, the invoice comes in for £3,000. For me, at our company, we normally code it straight to the P&L. So I can see that there's another £3,000 hit in June. And I think £6,000 of my balance sheet year to date, I know that's not right. So I can look into that. And I can see that we've got an accrual for that on the balance sheet. So we will debit the balance sheet and credit the P&L. Therefore, the June balance will be 0 because that activity didn't happen in June. So it's a true reflection of June. Your balance sheet then equals 0 because you've accrued all of this and then you've released it. Does that make sense? Yes, nods all around. So the opposite with prepayments, we've received the invoice, we might have paid it, so our cash flow's gone out, we paid the invoice, but the activity hasn't happened yet. We want to show the cost in the month it occurs. So here we've had a debit to the P&L, but we know we want January to be 0. So I move that to the balance sheet, so credit the P&L and debit the balance sheet. Then when the activity does occur, want it to show in that month, credit the balance sheet and debit the P&L as a cost. So finally your balance sheet will equal 0 year to date and your P&L will equal 3,000 because you know that it should equal 3,000. Yes? Any questions? That's quite a simple view, I think, but I understand it, so it's easy when you know.